You're entering the VidNotes zone. It's 5, 4, VidNotes. I'm live in D226. D for Dante. D for Hadia. It's time for Latin America. Please write down your learning target. Write it down. I will understand the revolutions in Latin America. Here it is in red, and it's when the people rise up. Where is Latin America? Shade it on your paper. You have this blank world map. Shade with your pencil or pen so that you are shading in all of Latin America. Mexico, Brazil, Peru, Cuba, Haiti, all of Latin America. Hey, why is it called Latin America anyway? The region, Latin America, was colonized by Spain and Portugal, whose languages were created from Latin, which is an old, ancient language. And you see the tree of languages. Here's Latin, boop, and there's Spanish. So they are related. That's why Latino, that's where it comes from, this idea of Latin America. Latin America and major cities. Major cities in Latin America were colonial outposts in the 1500s, 1600s, and 1700s. Oh, what does that mean? Colonial outposts. Definition: places of trade for European merchants. More on these outposts. It's time to label them. Where are they? Here's your blank map. Boop. There are the cities. Number 1, Mexico City, Mexico. Number 2, Havana, Cuba. Number 3, Lima, Peru. Number 4, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Number 5, Buenos Aires, Argentina. And number 6 is the country of Haiti. Summary: the American and French revolutions took place in the late 1700s. 20 years later, the ideas and examples of these revolutions influenced the people of Latin America to establish independent nations, most notably in Haiti and Mexico. So check it out. Here's the equation. The American Revolution plus the French Revolution equals the Latin American Revolution. Why did Latin America revolt? Latin American revolutions were caused by the clash of European cultures in the development of governments and ruling powers there in Latin America. France, Spain, and Portugal colonized Latin America. They took over, and the people rebelled against their European rulers. And here is a cartoon of Latin America with its knife, and they're about to fight the wealthy Europeans who took over. What was the class system in Latin America? The class system, social classes, was rigid. Rigid means unchangeable. Here's my coffee cup. I can't change its shape. It's rigid. And here is the class system. I'm going to go through the 4 words on this triangle. Up top, the richest were the Peninsulares. The Creoles come next, and then the Mestizos and the Mulattoes, and then the Africans. Let's go through each one now. The one on top, the Peninsulares, they were rich colonial officers from Europe, also known as viceroys. And the Creoles, please label this in your box. Creoles were born in Latin America, but their relatives were European. So they had 1 foot in Latin America and 1 foot in Europe. The Mestizos, they're mixed race people. 1 parent is from Europe and 1 parent was from Latin America. Mulattoes, please write this in your box. Mixed race people. 1 parent is from Europe and 1 parent is from Africa. And then the lowest social class in Latin America at this time were the African slaves. And they were Africans shipped to Latin America as slaves. How did this class system work anyway? Spanish conquests in Latin America saw the rapid decline of Native Americans and the introduction of slaves from Africa. And here's a map of the slave trade. Here's Western Africa, and the arrows show where all the slave ships went, and see how many of them went to South America, Central America, Mexico, the Caribbean. That is all a part of Latin America. How did the class system work? Spanish conquistadors were given authority by the king of Spain to take over Latin American land. Yes, explorers, take it over for us. And these men who did the taking over were called viceroys. Here's a Spanish conquistador, aka viceroy. His name, Hernando Cortez. A review, because we talked about this in Unit 3. He conquered the Aztec Empire in Mexico. A second conquistador from Spain, who is known as a viceroy, he was Francisco Pizarro. He conquered the Inca Empire in Peru. We are done with part 1 of Latin American revolutions. We have 5 to go. That will be part 2. Please write down a research question for 4 points. And when you're done with that, you are done with the 5 VidNotes. 5-4 VidNotes. This is Mr. Deegan signing off.